Hello everybody and a very good evening. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. Here we are, Tuesday. Can you believe it? Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day. Are you partaking this evening? Have you already partaken? Have you partook? Have you had your pancakes already? Let us know in the chat over the course of this show. If you are over on the socials as well, of course, you know, there being lots going on here. Big votes going on over on my Instagram stories page as to well, we're doing the pancake bowl rather than the Super Bowl. We're doing the pancake bowl to find out the ultimate pancake topping. We are into the final now as well, so you can vote before 6. And thanks to all of your votes. It is lemon and sugar versus chocolate. That's the final as per the votes. We'll get Debbie's vote on that in just a few moments' time. But we're not here to talk about pancakes, or maybe we will be over the course of this hour. We are here, though, to talk about Craft Along. Slightly truncated craft along. We're an hour here, but we're looking forward to it because we are going to be crafting along with a collection that you guys have absolutely loved. So many launches this year, and this one was one of those launches that you absolutely loved. I know hundreds of you bought it, so here's your opportunity to get crafting with it. I'm talking, of course, about the Easter collection. I'll take you through all of the deals as far as that is concerned in just a few moments' time. But let's get into it and say hello to the lovely lady who's going to be leading this craft along. It's a lovely project that even if you can't craft along with us live now, you can certainly come back to at a later date if you've got the Easter collection. Debbie will run you through everything that you need and also show you what an excellent excellent project this is going to be. Hello.
Hello there, hello, yes. So I had to slightly think about this in a different way that I would normally do with the craft along because of the, what did you call it, shrunkability?
Truncated.
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 Oh.
Truncated.
Truncated,
yeah.
Like that word. But yes, I bet we're still going to use them. And I'm not going to lie, I love the springtime scene one. I love the little rabbits on there. I love the style of this egg-shaped floral piece in there as well. So we're going to make ourselves a nice little easel card, and we've got a little bit of an inky background to do, so I'm going to make you work a little bit. You've got an inky background, but of course you're going to need to know what it is and what kind of things you're going to be needing to do this craft along with. Now then, are you ready for the recipe? Or should I say the, what do we call this now? The list of products?
A list of, I like recipe list is good.
Yeah, like the recipe list. There you go. I've used the Easter Blessings stamp set and the Springtime Scene Die set to create that lovely easel egg card. In gold shimmer ink pads, I've used gold honey, peach terracotta, secret garden. For my stamping, I've used the water reactive, for the bunnies, I've used the water reactive ink pad, which is in the colour Friar Brown. Waterproof ink pad for Noir Black is my stamped elements on this. I've also used multi-purpose cardstock, some craft cardstock too, and then the extra little bits that you're going to need are the Gemini cutting machine, a Scoremaster scoreboard, a rocker block, a heat tool, a fine spray mister. Hey,
oh, what you? There it is.
There are scissors.
Walkie tool.
Tacky glue.
Some glue of the tacky variety. Yeah, what type of tape pen?
A dotty one.
A dotty one.
A red liner tape and some foam pads, and also other little bits that you might need to spread your ink around with.
You need a Sarah as well.
You need a Sarah. That one, she cracked me up. I saw her coming towards me, I'm thinking she's going to come on, she's going to come on.
Well, normally I go and attack over Ben's side, and I thought, oh, I'm going to go and see you, Debbie.
What, Debbie?
What are you doing over here?
Mate, I just thought I'd come and see you.
Oh.
I've been next door in America.
Oh, you've been next door in America? That was quick.
Next door in America.
That was like time travel, super speedy fast, that.
Straight over, yeah. Just come straight from
But yeah, we're here doing a craft along. Do you want to join in?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so we are going to be focusing on a little bit of the Easter collection. I love this collection. Anything to do with Easter, absolutely. You could make this into a shaker card as well if you wanted to. It could be a shaker front. That was what I was going to do, but then I thought, we've only got an hour.
Yes.
I thought a bit of a challenge in there, so I've gone to keep it nice and simple. And you know what? Sometimes doing those stripped back simple ones, I think, are really good for anybody who's starting out into craft. Maybe you've never tried this star card before, and it might be that first opportunity that you get to do it. Well, I'm going to take you hand by hand and through the whole process to create this lovely card.
Well, in that case, and I've been not wasting any more time, I'll let you get cracked on.
Thank you.
Bye.
I love it.
Loads of you already in watching. Let us know if you are crafting along live. As we said, you can, of course, come back to this show at a later date and craft along at a time to suit you. It will always be there for you, and no doubt you'll be able to watch it back on 24/7 as well. Betsy's Root Black joins us, saying good morning from Houston, Texas. I'm excited for this craft along. Pat Demarest says good afternoon, everyone, from a cold and windy New Jersey. Corinne Hettin says aloha, aloha, good morning, and happy Fat Tuesday. Yes, Mardi Gras, Shrove Tuesday. That's right, isn't it? Yes. Lois says hello from Ohio. Ohio. Hi to Ords29. He says, good evening all. And Carletta Morris says, hello from Arkansas. Just before we dive into it, if you haven't yet got the Easter collection, you can still pick it up. That's the good news. Options available for you. There is a Showstopper option available for you on the website, which gives you your classics, multi-purpose card and craft card. It's basically, you pay an extra £15 or $20 on top of this price for £45 or $62 worth of extras. But do you know what? So we don't confuse things, we just put the details up here for that Easter collection on its own. So £36 or $48 platinum. This is what you are going to receive. This is the die set that Debbie's going to be working with as far as the craft along is concerned. And this is why this is so brilliant, because yes, it's Easter, but this could be springtime, as we chatted about when we launched it. It doesn't have to necessarily always be an Easter card. You've got the beautiful bunnies and that foliage there, and also to have that shape as a nesting die, as an aperture. How amazing for you to be able to sort of multi-cut these out, get the kids crafting, creating their Easter cards, flip them the other way up and create your own balloons as well, like you know, balloon bunting you could do, hot air balloons you could do.
Around.
There's so many options available with this. So you're going to get that, obviously, so you can craft along. Then you are going to get the beautiful floral cross. This is kind of like a traditional create a card die with the opportunity to cut in and then cut out of your cardstock. And this next die, when we launched, I think it possibly is still the case, only available for you here on Crafters TV. It is the Miracle of Easter 4-piece die set, the most incredible set of dies to create, well, so many different projects for things like your christenings, confirmations, weddings, whatever you want. It's a beautiful die set. It's called the Miracle of Easter, and you get that included alongside your joy stamps and this here, which is your 8 sentiment stamps. Loads of really cool Easter wishes and some sort of generic ones in there too. But it's nice that you've got kind of sentiments and also verses within that set. £36, $48 is the price on that. Hi, Kim Lusker's joined us from Dallas, our little sandbox in Kentucky, Terry Branch in California, Trish Lestelle, who says good morning to all, and hi to Michelle Prudence, who says hi all from North Knots. Best pancake topping is white chocolate and lemon juice. What's your favourite? If you had lemon, sugar or chocolate, what would you go for?
Oh, it'd have to be chocolate.
Oh, would it?
There's no way I'd put lemon sugar together. Lemon sugar?
Lemon and sugar is everyone's
Is it
favourite.
lemon juice and sugar?
Lemon juice and sugar, yeah.
No.
Everyone's favourite.
I personally wouldn't put chocolate on one either, but that's just, if they're given the choice between the two, that would be the one that I would go for.
Okay.
I like a bit of treacle on mine.
Oh, treacle.
Bit of treacle.
Or a bit of
Bit of treacle.
golden syrup.
Golden syrup, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lyle's golden syrup.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Gorgeous. Just trickled on just a little bit. That's ours.
Anyway, we've got 51 minutes. I say we have. Can Debbie do it in that time?
Well,
let's
we'll
find out.
give it a good old shot,
Yeah.
we will. Right, springtime scene is the first one that we're going to be doing. The lovely thing about this craft along is there's no measurements. Not a single
nice.
measurement inside, because I've got the dies that are going to do this for me. So, first things first, we are going to use the outer part, because the first thing that we need to do to create our easel is we need 3 pieces using this solid die. So, I've got some of our multi-purpose cardstock. Let me just grab a pair of scissors because I'm going to trim this down. In fact, you know what? I'm probably going to be able to get 2 out of 1 and just snip into this to create. And I am being very rough and ready with this, but that's absolutely fine because all we're doing is creating a base. Now, I'm going to cut 2 pieces. Oh, that were close, Ben. That would have been a good start.
Nice and frugal.
Nice and frugal. I'm a bit like that, though. Try and get the most out of there. Now, I've laid 2 pieces of cardstock on top of each other. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to move this down a tad because I've just seen that I've cut the one underneath. There we go. Let's just push that down a little bit. There we are. That's better. That's much better.
Excellent.
Hold that down. Oh, it's going to be like that. All is it? Is that what it's going to be like?
Well, maybe.
Now then, it is a straightforward die. So
Yes.
first things first, plastic shim, the other cutting plate onto the top. You will hear me talk about this a lot, but that's because it's a straightforward circular die that hasn't got lots of intricacy in it, so it doesn't need the extra shim in there. If you find your machine hasn't cut through those 2 layers, then that's absolutely fine. You're just going to add the magnetic shim in to do that. But I have faith in this machine here in the studio. I know it's not mine, but I have faith in the machine. I know what it can cut out as well. And that's cut 2 of those egg shapes out perfectly. I didn't push it to the 3rd one, and the only reason being is that might have been just that little bit too much. So there's no harm in just doing this again and running it through for the 3rd time. Exactly that same combination. Plastic shim on the top, the other cutting plate onto the top, and run that through your machine. Now, these are a really nice size die because they'll go through your MIDI. So if you haven't got an electric, they'll go through your MIDI machine as well. You probably, to be fair, would have to cut it out 3 times on a manual machine. But there you go. That's cut our 3 pieces, like so. Now, what we will do, whilst we've got those, because we're going to do a bit of colouring onto these in a second, but we're just going to put them to one side. Because while we've got us die out, we might as well get, using our craft card, we might as well get the decorative elements cut too.
Okay.
So, craft card. And on this one, we're going to use both... Is this craft... Oh, this is nice.
It's what?
This is our craft card, but it feels different, this one. Oh, I like it.
I wonder if we've got... I think...
It's like super smooth. Well, it's gorgeous.
It's a new packaging, isn't it? So I wonder if it's like new...
oh, I love it. It's got this lovely smooth texture to it.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes, I like that. Now then, we are only going to cut 1 at a time for this. We're not going to try and cut through 2 pieces with a decorative element and a solid element. So we are going to cut this out twice, exactly the same method. Line that up. If you want to use your magnetic shim at this stage on your Gemini die cutting machine, you absolutely can. But I'm just going to hold that down with a little bit of low-tack tape at the top and the bottom, using both the dies this time, because what that will do is cut the outside piece, but the frame, because the lovely foliage part, foliage part is in that design. So plastic shim, magnetic shim, with a cutting plate on the top, and we're going to run that through the machine. Now we were going to repeat that twice because on my finished sample on our craft along project, I've had it on the top part of the easel and the bottom part of the easel for that decoration. If you don't want to do that, that's absolutely fine. It's your craft along, it's your project. And you can do whatever you want with it.
Exactly right.
Exactly. So if I just peel this back, there we go. You've got one of those gorgeous decorative elements, and I'm just going to pop that on the white so you can see that little bit better. That decorative element cut out, which looks, it's just beautiful, it really is.
It is.
And one of those will sit onto there, but we're not doing that just yet because we're going to colour that background paper in. But we did say we want 2 of them, so... Let's just clean that.
And that's why it lends itself just to springtime cards as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Not always Easter.
Absolutely. So let's pop that one down as well. I think I'm pushing it again. My goodness me. I am being very frugal.
Good.
Very, very frugal. To be fair, do you know what? I could be even more frugal.
What?
I could get my little bunnies on.
Could get you what? Oh, you could get the bunnies in the corner.
Yeah, I could have done that with my first one, couldn't I? And then I didn't have to run that for... Oh, Debbie.
Look at
Debbie,
that.
Debbie,
what
Debbie.
you like.
What am I like? Now, I have cut out 3 bunnies, so... And I'm going to make sure that that middle gets used as well, because that middle's just a little bit of waste. So first things first, I'm going to line that up. Position that how I think... That looks pretty even to me, and I'm going to pop... I do line it up by eye, producer Nick. I do a lot of things by eye. Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable, and I'll show you in a second, you can pop your dies onto your mat, but you have to have the blade facing upwards, because if you don't have it, if you have it facing down, you'll cut yourself a lovely fridge magnet, and we don't want you to do that. As I can see that somebody's got so lovely into where someone's got lovely love in here.
Ah.
I don't know who that was.
But what me?
Can you see it? Yeah.
I think, who was using that die the other day?
So what's happened there is someone's got... Is it you?
It's not me.
Oh.
You know me, I use the MIDI. Oh, Debbie Fisher used that die that's in the gallery. I'm not, they are.
I'm not blaming anybody.
I'm not blaming anybody.
I don't do the blame game.
I don't do the blaming, not me. You never catch me blaming anyone. Craig, what? Must have been Craig.
We do have a laugh. You do realise that we do it in jest.
Of course. Everything's always in jest here.
It is always in jest. We
never say things about other people that we wouldn't say in front of those people's faces.
Exactly. I've had that mentioned many a time in front of my face. When they say you're the messiest crafter, I'm like, get that Sarah in here. Yeah. Let's get that Sarah in here.
Because I'd say probably 9 times out of 10, the team, if they're not on, they're probably watching anyway. You watch Craig will pipe up in a minute. Oh no, he's down at Hobbymaker, isn't he? No, he's not. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow he's setting off, yeah. So we've got now 2 pieces, and again, don't stick anything down right now because we are going to do a little bit of a colour background, but we've got 2, and then we've also got the blank one, which is going to actually be the easel part, which we'll come to in a second. I've got 2 bunnies, but I just want 1 more extra, so I'm going to run that through very quickly. Let's just tap out all of these pieces. I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping and pop that onto the back as well. And then, well, might as well. I'm not going to cut into another piece of cardstock if I can get it out one of these. Let's have a little look.
Whilst you're cutting those bits, we can just say a few more hellos. We're busy on the socials tonight. Beautiful projects. There's Laurie. Christine's joined us. Lots of pancake chat, which I kind of expected. Kirsty says, I bought everything to make pancakes. I've been in the kitchen and I have no oil to cook them, and the shop has no oil on the shelves. And I was looking forward to them.
Butter. Now, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Butter was my go-to oil.
Is it?
When I make pancakes, yeah. I always use like margarine or butter to warm the pan up and get it hot and at the right temperature. So that's how I wouldn't use oil. I don't know if it's different in different countries, different ways, but I personally
Kirsty's
use...
up the road, Kirsty D.
Is Kirsty D up the road?
She's in...
Kirsty, get some margarine slapped in there.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Get some margarine slapped in there. I love that. Cooking with Debbie Robinson. Just slap the margarine in, eh?
Make sure it's the right temperature, it's piping hot.
Yeah.
Get your mixture in.
And then...
do you know, I haven't made pancakes. I haven't made them for ages.
I wouldn't bother if Daisy wasn't so bothered.
Well, I think it's because, you know, mine are all grown up and moved out. So...
you can come round to mine if you want and make pancakes with us later on.
Let me have a moment, because it's like, oh my goodness, because I used to love doing pancakes. I never toss them.
Oh, that's my chief job.
A rubbish tosser, I am.
That's my chief job. I'm good at the old, because I juggle, you see. I'm good flipping.
Thank you very much.
Flipping the pancake. So yeah, I'm very good. That's what I'll be doing tonight. Daisy will... Dear, oh dear. Daisy will cook it all up and make it, and then she'll be like, Dad, and I'll come and do the flipping. I'll try and get it as high as I can. That's what we call it in our household anyway, flipper. I'm chief flipper in my household. Chief flipping. I'm not a dolphin, I'm a chief flipper. Oh, what do we like? We've only got the A for an hour. That's all we got to do. Just behave for 1 hour, and we can't even do that.
Oh God! I feel like I've gone 1,000 degrees now. I do apologise if I've offended anybody, but that's what they call it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you
flip it
in the air.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Have you not?
So I get a spatula and I cheat.
Boring.
I push my spatula underneath and I flip it over. Because as you've just heard, I cannot do the other thing. I can't do it.
Boring. That's half the fun, chucking it as high as you can.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's half the fun.
No.
Come on.
No. Oh, hang on a minute. I need just a couple of minutes to compose myself, Ben. Just a couple of minutes.
That, Ord says, I took the easy route and just bought pancakes, but I love various toppings, jam, syrup, sugar, lemon, Nutella. Michelle says, Ben, try it. That is chocolate and lemon juice. She says, I'm not much of a chocolate eater or sweet tooth, but white chocolate and lemon juice is gorgeous. Cheryl says, I've just ordered the Floral Creation Showstopper. We'll talk more about that in just a little while. Mary Beth Doyle says, hi everyone, I'm running late today. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. And our Susie says, I really want blueberry pancakes now. Now that's, oh yeah, blueberries with some squirty cream.
You see, I can eat blueberries any time. I'll eat them morning, noon and night because it's one of my favourite fruits. And you know, funnily enough, up until last year, I never had a blueberry. I thought it was a horrible fruit. Do you know that saying is like, my dad, I can still hear my dad now, how do you know you dislike it if you never tried it?
Yeah.
Which proved a point with a bagel, Philadelphia cheese and some jam, not recent, because I was the first person to go, oh God, that sounds disgusting, yucky. And I actually tried it. It was absolutely divine.
Well, there you go.
And I was the same with blueberries, and I was like, I've never tried them. But then my grandson, being the grandson, yeah, nan, I had one, that were it, hooked.
Game
Ever
changer.
Since, every day, got to have a blueberry. It's a thing in my house now.
We'll get back to it in a second. You know that saying of like how you know you don't like it until you try it? Tried that the other day on pickled walnuts. My goodness me.
A what?
A pickled walnut. Daisy's into pickles, and so she likes pickled gherkins, pickled onions, all the pickles. And she saw this jar of pickled walnuts in the shop. She said, oh, can we get those? So Laura bought them for her, and the girls loved them. They're, oh, go on, try pickled walnuts. I thought, it's pickles, I like pickles. The most awful thing I think I've ever put in my mouth. It was horrendous. But like you say, Lisa tried it, so now I know.
Yeah, at least you tried it, and that's the thing. You've got to try these things before we start saying yucky and horrible. That doesn't sound right. Before we start saying that, we should try it. How do we know if we've never tried it? Just because we don't like an idea. I think the pickled walnuts are a step too far.
It was horrible.
Don't even sound nice at all. Right, we've got all the die cut elements. So we've done all the die cutting. We're not going to do any more die cutting whatsoever. So we have got our 3 bases, our 2 decorative elements, our 3 little bunny rabbits. So I'm going to push those to one side for the time being. We are going to concentrate now on the middle section to connect the easel card together, and then we'll come back to the background. So I'm just going to push those to one side, and I'm bringing in my scoreboard. Now, just to get for your easel, and you're going to line this up. So you're going to take it to that top point of the egg, the top pointy bit, with the fat bottom bit. Is that the best way to describe it?
Yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
Well, it's the top and the bottom, isn't it, really?
It is.
Top of your egg.
Yeah, a proper egg shape, so I want to create a score line. Now, the bigger bottomed area here, the
base.
Thank you, the base, we're going to leave untouched. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a little line here, and I usually roughly about, you can either do it at 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do it a little bit in between, but it's entirely up to you at that point. Now on the original, I did it at 3/4 of an inch, which I thought was just a nice, quiet one, but I've just come down 1. So that's the 1/2 inch mark. That's because these are an 1/8 of an inch, and that's your 3/4 mark, and that's your 1. So it's entirely up to you. You can go in at the 3/4, but I've just come down 1 for this one. And then the centre. Now, when you look at the size of this actually just comes up to just shy of 5 inches. Now, taking into account, I want the middle part. I'm going to come in at 2.5. So if I come in at 2.5 inches, it's roughly, just give or take a few, roughly the halfway mark. And all we're going to do is we're going to fold that in and burnish. And fold this inwards again, like giving create a little bit of a flap, because how this will sit onto this when you're making an easel card is it will join up to the top. That's where you'll put your glue. That then becomes the base that easels up, and then that bit that sits on the top of it. Okay. However, we're not going to do any of that just yet sticking down. We're just going to put that to one side, because what we're going to concentrate now is on the 2. Debbie, it's there, what you like. Do you know, for a minute, and I thought, I've lost my 3rd base. I'm looking. Did you see me looking at my sleeve? I thought it'd
like
gone
a magician.
Because, have you seen the size of my sleeves? I mean, really, Debbie, crafty, and these, what the?
You want to put some elastic bands around them to keep them out of...
I know, normally, do you know, if I'm at home with this on, I do stick an elastic band around there. As it was, I had just popped it to the side. Now, let's come into using a little bit of an inky background. So these are my 3 choices, and the reason I chose these, not only is it the gold series, so you've got that lovely gold shimmering effect, but they're also spring-like colours, because you've got your beautiful, like, Secret Garden, which is your lime green colour. This one is your golden honey, which is that golden yellow glow. And then this one is that peach terracotta. So I thought these made a lovely spring-like background that worked perfectly on top of, like, craft card. Okay. A really nice colour. Of course, this is your craft along. You can choose whatever inks you want. Now, there's nothing special with this. It's back to the good old-fashioned splodging technique, where we are going to splodge, and I'm going to start with a lighter colour. Little bit of that down onto your mat. Oh, I can see the gold from here, that shimmer. We're going to take our spritzer,
Yeah.
Spritzer mister. I never know how to call this. Is it a mister? A water mister.
It's
a fine spray.
Mister. If you want to call it a spritzer.
I call it a spritzer.
You can do.
Yeah.
Call it Mr. Spritzer.
Mr. Spritzer,
Yeah.
like that one. Yeah. And we're going to spritz some water onto the top of that ink to not only disperse the water out and the ink out a little bit, but to create a little bit of a water, like a bit of a water wash for the background piece. So, and I say background piece, we are going to be doing a couple of these because we've got 2 pieces that we're going to do this with. And the simple technique is you just take it, pick it up, take that down, pick it up. And again, just all the way around. Put as much down or as little as you want. You can transfer colour in between the 2. But I'm going to just come in and pick as much as it up as I can. Now, the lovely thing about this, not only can you use as much of that ink as you want, you're not wasting any. You're going to just simply pick up all of that ink, and then we're going to give it a little blast with the heat tool.
Yeah, and that's important, isn't it? Drying between the layers.
Drying between your layers, yeah, it makes a difference, and we're not wasting too much either. Now, this does still, even though we've watered down, we call it the Gold Series, it will still create a shimmer, and it'll still have that gold running through it as well. So it looks really nice when it's all dried. I love making inky backgrounds. It's one of my favourite things. Give you a little heads up, because I've seen a Sheena post. Guess what she's doing tomorrow?
Inky background.
Loads of inky back. I can tell you right now, I will be tuning in because I learnt a lot from Sheena. I learnt a lot from Sheena when it came to inky backgrounds. Now, I'm just going to give that a little wipe up because there's only a tiny bit down there. And then I'm going to start with the next colour.
Okay. Whilst we're watching you, you say hi to Lorraine Hilligas, who says good afternoon. Roseanne Carbone's in from Massachusetts, hello. Saying hi to Debbie and Ben, the entire team and all my crafty friends. Evelyn Kiefer's in Colorado. Kim Lusk says blueberry oatmeal cookies are yummy. And I made blueberry pancakes, says Evelyn, for myself the other day. So good. Lots of other chat about pancakes in there. And food choices. Lillian Kwok says, you only have to look at a pickled walnut to know not to put it in your mouth. That's sage advice there, which I wish I'd taken. It's like, surely it tastes better than it looks. It doesn't. Hi, Vanessa Fuentes in Florida. Hi also to the lovely Anne, who's joined us as well. It says, how about lemon curd and blueberries? I bet that would be delicious. And Samantha Cheney says, good morning. Hi, Beth Malone as well, who's just joined us. Thank you, everyone, for all the lovely comments and all the positivity. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Don't forget, you can get this full Easter collection Showstopper available on the web. And I know lots of chat still about that floral collection. That Showstopper is still available. I think we're nearly 80% of the stock of the Showstopper gone, I think. But if we get a chance, we will have a look at that before the end of this 1 hour show. It's only an hour. But I feel like we're going along at a good pace here, Debbie, aren't we? A
nice pace. I think we're well on track because, in all honesty, once we've created these backgrounds and put it together, we'll just do a bit of stamping and composing. A nice, simple, straightforward craft along. Probably going to be a 40-minute craft along at this rate.
That's all right.
But you know what? It means that I might be able to get to play with something else.
Oh. What?
The new collection.
Oh, okay.
Which you guys have been absolutely blooming loving. The floral creation. Don't know why I'm whispering it. We've had it on all day.
We did a look at that show earlier.
Oh, I like it. If you want to add some more to it as well, do you know, you can always add a little bit, spritz a bit more if you want to make it a little bit more watery. But what I love about this is the different... not the same. No matter what you do, you will never create 2 same pieces. Love that green. And then again, I'm going to come in and just add
how much is it? Just one little spritz each time that you do?
A couple of little spritz, that's all. Yeah, it doesn't need a massive amount. The thing is with this is you can have a real good old play. Now, if you're going to add some more, and I'm going to add a little bit more, what I would suggest is, I know normally you would pick up with an extra piece of cardstock there. Let me just find a tissue because you want to make that less wet, because what I don't want to do is water down or compromise on this ink pad. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more down. Don't need too much more. Little spritz or 2. And then take the one that I want a little bit more colour to it and add more. And it is literally, I'm just sliding it across that cardstock. It's such an easy easy thing to do, inky backgrounds, but they look so effective.
Yeah, they
and
do.
you'll still see the gold shimmer running through there because this gold series is beautiful. Perhaps may not pick it up on the camera, however, you'll see that. We'll have a little look, see if you can see the gold coming through there. But just dry off those stages and I can actually see the gold, especially when it does dry, you can actually see that gold, which looks just beautiful. There you go. So I'm going to try and do like a little bit of a close and see if I can get that shimmer.
I can see what you're about to see.
Yeah, so you
Boom.
can still see the shimmer, even though you've compromised it a little bit with adding water to it. You can still see the gold series running through that. Jamie. That's close.
Jamie.
Absolutely. These are still water-based as well. I can feel I just need to dry that because it's a little bit damp. They're water-based, so you could still do a little bit of faux bleaching if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
You can stamp over the top as well with different colours. You can add things like embossing powders to them as well. So you could create like a lovely clear emboss technique over to the top, which always looks fabulous. I'm just giving them a little dry. If you find that your paper's crinkling, like you've got a crinkly paper, just give it a little dry on the other side. Don't know where am I going with that word then, seriously. And then you've got your two bases, which these are now going to sit onto the top of.
Oh, look how good that looks.
And it really does make them pop. Now, I can see there's a couple of little pieces being left behind from my die. So I'm just going to get rid of those, and then we're going to stick those two bases down.
Yep.
And I always do this before I actually add the middle part. So take your dotty tape pen, tacky glue, whatever glue of choice you want to do at this stage. I'm going to use dotty, but I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of tacky glue as well at the same time. There's some really super fine elements to these foliage parts. So with that respect, I want to... there we go. Pop that all the way around with the dotty, and then I'm going to come in with, and don't do a Debbie, don't be getting harsh and pulling it.
Oh, no.
I'm terrible. I was talking to our Alex, a social media lady who came to do a bit of filming with you earlier, and I said to her, I'm so rough with things. I'm really quite heavy-handed.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go in, and rather than pull any of those pieces off...
I suppose you're not going to notice it so much on a die like that, are you? A little bit of foliage disappearing.
Yeah, definitely not.
Barbara's joined us, who overslept. You're welcome, Barbara. Anytime. Have a sleep in. It's fine. Candy says, hello, friends of CTV. Nice to see Ben and Debbie. And greetings to all my crafty pals as well. And Barbara R says, I love the addition of that green that you've used with your inky background.
I'm just adding a little bit more around that edge. And then I'm going to stick that down over the top and give it a little bit of a wiggle till you get it, you know, in the right place. And then just stick down that part. I'm just going to let that stick all the way around. If you wanted at this stage to create a shaker, pop your acetate behind the back, cut a solid piece of acetate using the outer die, so not the decorative, the outer die, stick it to the back of it, and then you could add your shaker elements in there. You can still put the background afterwards, so you could still put the background there underneath it, but you create a nice little shaker card. Now when I'm thinking about it with the time, I could have done that. I could have added a little bit of a shaker. Hey-ho.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Next time.
Maybe next time. And again, I'm just going to come in and do the same again with this. So just take the glue, add in the glue around. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll do it all glue. Let's go all tacky today.
Hi to Stephanie, who's joined us, saying, I had hubby make blueberry yoghurt muffins this morning. They were pretty good. Are you going back home tonight?
I am. I've got a couple of days off. Technically, I was going to be on holiday this week, but I needed to come in and do some filming and things. So I said, oh, I'm not going anywhere, so I'll come in and do a little bit. So I've got the kids for the rest of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, looking after the kiddies. Got to try and do some more filming for my YouTube channel and also plan a live in as well.
Wow.
Because I've got lots coming up over the next few weeks. So I'm going to try and do that on top of everything else, including nan-nan duties. But my favourite part of the day, Ben, as much as I love... I mean, you know how much I love working and crafting and creating.
Got to be nan-nan duties.
It's nan-nan duties. Every day wins the race every single day. I do love that. But I'm very lucky to do what I get to do. And I'm very lucky that I get to do both, because best of both worlds.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just going to let that dry, and then we're going to put this together. But
okay.
Can I just have a couple of minutes? Is that all right? Because I need a quick drink, and then we'll stick that all together. And of course, what it's doing is allowing that to dry. Tacky glue doesn't dry instantly. It needs a bit of time to dry. Normally, when you apply tacky glue, you let it go a bit tacky for about 10 to 20 seconds, pop it down, and then it sticks really quickly. But Debbie, being in her hasty self as always, didn't do that. So just need a couple of minutes for that to dry.
Well, whilst we do that, we will give you opportunities to get your baskets checked out. Claire Courtney joined us saying hi from a sunny, hot Gibraltar. Oh, I'm loving the show. Ben is great. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Stephanie says, those remind me of marbled eggs. Oh, yeah, a bit like the old Fabergé eggs, that kind of thing. Stephanie says, I might try gold matte foiled instead of the brown cardstock. I love the bling. And Mary Shaw says, hi everyone, just finished making peach cobbler and taking our new puppy for a walk. Oh, what puppy you got? Send a picture in. Send a picture in. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. What's peach cobbler? Just popping in for the last bit of the show. Well, thank you, Mary, and thank you, everybody else. We are going to take a short break. The Easter collection is here. If you want the Showstopper, details on the website. And also, don't forget the floral creations kit that we've got as well. That is proving very, very popular still. You guys are jumping in and grabbing it. Go back and watch the earlier show where you can see all of the demos that Debbie did for you, 4 of them actually. So yeah, if you've bought that collection, plenty of inspiration there. But whichever you're going for, get it in your basket, get it checked out, and don't forget to check on the website as well for all of the Valentine's goodies where you can still use that 14% off code. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes time. In the meantime, here is the Hottie Scotty.
My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafter's Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafter's Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many, many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK Shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend, Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafter's Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafter's Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge, huge advocate for social media because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafter's Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafter's Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick 2. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really, really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that the shopping TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so, so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
Thanks for checking out your baskets, everybody. Busy show. Gene F says, hi, Ben and Debbie. Hello from San Diego. Late because we were watching Sarah on HSN. And Cat Butt joins us as well, saying, I love this card, Debbie. So many techniques. Just before we go back to it, because we've got a bit of time, just to quickly remind you of our floral creation showstopper, which has proved so popular. Fast approaching 80% of the showstopper gone. We have more stock of the floral creations kit on its own if you want that, but do go quickly. I know people are still shopping for this now. If I just explain the showstopper, and I'll break down the floral creations kit as well, so you know exactly what you're getting. But in essence, you have got the ability to be able to create the most stunning projects just like this hanging basket here, which I know a lot of you absolutely loved and had your eye on a little bit earlier on. You got all the components there to become your own paper craft florist. You can build up your own bouquets, you can create little borders, you can create little frames, you can create little hanging baskets like this. It's such a versatile collection because you're going to get 32 dies in here to be able to create florals for all seasons. You're also going to get your sentiments in there as well. So there's 11 sentiments, again, covering off a lot of different kind of occasions. Plus, you're getting your papers. So these are 3x6, 250 GSM, your linen card pad. You've got your summer and also your springtime colours. And that's the great thing. You've got this all kind of like beautifully sized, ready to go through your mini or your midi, and you can get cutting away to your heart's content. Now, alongside that, in your box, you're going to get your storage box to keep all of your goodies in. And you're going to get a little sheet in here too. The sheet is your inspiration sheet, if you like. There's the little storage box, so you can pre-cut all of your dies, and you can pop all of the flowers that you make in there and store them for a later date. And then you've also got your floral creations inspiration sheet, if you like, and it just gives you lots of different ways and ideas for you to put your flowers together. So that is the floral creations kit. If you just want to go for that on its own, you can do. But however, a lot of people, as you'll understand with nearly 80% of the stock gone, have gone for the showstopper. The showstopper brings you all of this other stuff at an amazing price. So you should be paying under £45 or $62 for all of this. You ain't. You're only paying £15 or $20 to get yourself the Wild at Heart luxury linen cardstock. You're also going to get the Kingfisher luxury linen cardstock. So that is 24 sheets there. Is that one 24? Yes, so 48 sheets of linen cardstock. Handily, you're also going to get the magnetic die storage stand, which we launched with the Gemini 2. We tested it earlier on. All 32 dies that you're going to get in this kit will fit onto the magnetic die storage stand, so you've got those there handy to use. You don't have to keep fishing around for them or, you know, having them on your craft desk and accidentally nudging them into your bin. They'll go straight on here, which is brilliant. And then you're also going to get a pot of our Collal all-purpose glue as well. That, as I say, should be an extra £45 or $62. It's not. It's an extra £15 or $20 built into the cost of the bundle. £56 platinum price for all of that, or $64. If you want the showstopper, go quickly, because like I say, we are approaching 80% of that gone. You have a little bit more time if you just want the floral creations kit, but grab it. It's proved so super popular. And I know that you'll want to go back and watch the show with Debbie that we did earlier. It will probably, I'm sure, repeat. In fact, almost as if I knew, it is repeated straight after this show on 24/7. So if you missed it and you want to see the inspiration, go and watch. Good evening, Michael Adams. He says, good evening, Ben, and the amazing Barnsley bombshell. That's our Debbie, that is. Michael was down at the Chesterfield store. Was that yesterday, Michael, you mentioned? I think you popped down there. And I know you've been down to see Debbie before doing all of her tutorials down there. And you're down there again
Saturday.
This Saturday, aren't you?
This Saturday, yeah.
So
64 kits to make up.
Wow.
That's good. I will get it done, otherwise you'll be all chopping and doing everything else in your hour. But yeah, no, it'll be all sorted and ready for when I hit there on Saturday. And I'm there, the first class starts at 10 o'clock, but I'm there from around 9 o'clock to get set up, because I've obviously got to get the place set up before the classes start. And I've got 4 classes running throughout the day. So yes, Michael's one of those, and his lovely wife Stephanie are coming down to the class.
Well, amazing. And I think the classes, like you said, are pretty much booked up. But if you even just want to pop down, if you're that way and want to say hello to Debbie, I'm sure she would love to see you. Let's get back to the craft along, finishing up with the Easter collection. Just Candy is just wondering, could you just mention again what colours you use to create the egg?
Yes, I absolutely can. So the colours I used in the gold series were Golden Honey, so that's the first one that I've used. The other one was the Peach Terracotta, so that lovely orange is that Peach Terracotta. And then the last one, which is the green one, is that Secret Garden. So they were the three that I used, and they are from our Shimmer ink pads, the gold series pearlescent pigment ink pads that I used.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Did you say excellent again?
I didn't mean it. I actually didn't mean it that time. I didn't. I'm just naturally punny.
Out. Right, are you ready to continue?
Yes.
So let's put the easel card together first of all. So one of these is going to be a base, so decide which one's going to be a base, which one's going to be your topper. Very difficult because I love them both. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach this now. Now, the reason I've popped that on there makes it easier. You've got to start trimming, measuring, cut it. There's no point. So just grab your red liner tape. Look me, I like to make things nice and easy. I don't like things being difficult, so let's not make them difficult, Ben. Let's not make them difficult. I am going to peel off the backing of my red liner tape. And the reason I chose red liner tape at this point was because... which one shall I use?
Decisions.
I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to line that up. So before I actually stick it, I'm going to line that up so that the bottom meets the bottom, the top meets the top, and then just give it that little rub to create the heat that creates the adhesion. And then the rest of the glue, and again, it's down to you which glue you choose. I'm going to use red liner again. And I'm just going to put a couple of pieces down onto there. In fact, a little one there. I can see someone's been using these with the gilding flakes.
Using them in what?
Loads of gilding flakes all over them as well.
On the scissors?
Do you know the little speckles of glitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on there. Now, for this one, all you're going to do, again, is you're going to line it up to the bottom. So I hold it in my hand, I pop that down, line it up. Again, by eye. Most of the things I do are by eye. And then when you're happy with it, where it is, give that little, again, little... what's the word?
Little
heat rub. Now, of course, we need a flopper stopper.
We do.
Now, we've got our rabbits, but first things first, all I'm going to do is take my Fire Brown, little finger dauber, or any ink applicator, and I'm just going to give them a little touch around the edges. So you can either do it in a craft mat, pick it up in your fingers, and go around the edges, because I just want them to be a little bit darker to pop off that lovely inky background there.
Thank you, Hilary, says Ben. I've just sent the Holly and Frank pic through. Frank, the dog who wears the goggles, so we can have a look at that before the end of the show. Thank you for that, Hilary. Thank you for all the lovely messages coming through. Plenty of them coming through for the show. Any others that you want to fire through, you need to do it in the next sort of 10 minutes or so, because we're only here for an hour. It's a quick one tonight.
Quick fire craft along for you.
What's that?
A quick fire craft along.
I thought you said a deep fried craft along then for a second.
No, a quick fire craft along.
Not deep fried.
No, not deep fried. So there are my three little bunnies that have just had a tiny little bit of enhancement around there. We'll stick those on afterwards, but first of all, you're going to choose your stamp that you're going to put onto there.
Yeah.
So I chose Have a Happy Easter. Because of course.
Doesn't it say Have a Happy Easter, I think?
Oh, it's a Happy Easter. You're right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, this is Happy.
Oh.
Happy Easter.
Oh,
no.
my bad.
I think there is one in there. Happy Easter and God bless. Happy Easter to the whole family, which I do love that one.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No.
They've missed a trick there, haven't they?
Normally we have a play on the words, don't we?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to line a couple up onto my rocker block. Stamping platform, rocker block, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to use the permanent ink on this one, so I'm going to use the Black Noir. And this one is from the Finesse waterproof.
Yep.
Doesn't matter which one you use. I just find the permanent one a little bit easier to stamp with, so that's why I personally have picked this one. And I'm just going to give it, because this is a box fresh stamps, so I don't think these have been used before. But we'll tell you what we're going to do. Pop that onto there and just rock them on.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Perfect.
Sentiments perfectly done.
Boom.
So if I just move those to one side, pop the ink back on. We're going to use just a paper trimmer, or in fact, I use my small guillotine. You can use either. Just to take these and again, when I say do things by eye, I absolutely do things by eye. So I don't think there's no right or wrong way. You could, of course, measure your piece, but I tend to look at my writing and then work from there, so I can see that that's nice and straight. So I haven't really particularly done a measurement for this. I think this is just down to you and your choice. That's going to be my flopper stopper that's going to sit across the bottom.
Nice.
If you want to add a little bit, you know, a little bit less, just trim a little bit less off. Just be careful not to go too mad, because what you'll end up doing is potentially cut it into the edging, so you don't want to do that. Now, I did actually use, just on the edge of this, our 3-in-1 corner punch to round that off. You don't have to do this at this point. I just wanted to do it to add a little bit of, and it's one of those tools that everybody should have, just to create that nice little smooth finish. And then I'm going to do the same with my Happy Easter. And this is the one that's going to sit in the middle of my Easter and with the bunnies surrounding it. Easter card, sorry, with the bunnies surrounding it. Ooh, look at me, look, tell you. Gotta be careful not to go too close, because that's what can happen when you do things.
Living life on the edge.
I know, literally taking it close to the edge. Let me just make sure that's nice and, yeah, just a little trim off there, perfect. I'm not finished with the trimmer because I am gonna add a little bit extra to it as well, because I'm going to add a bit of ink, but again, first things first, we're going to take this. How are we doing for time? Are we doing okay?
We're 6 minutes.
Oh my days, me.
We're good though, aren't we? We're good.
Swig, just going then.
Whilst you're swigging, I love watching Debbie's live shows, says Candy. They really are so much fun. I wish I could catch them more often. Don't forget, Debbie's got her own YouTube channel as well, where you can catch lots of Debbie content, at Debbie Robinson, CC. And Anne says, oh, I see now. I couldn't imagine how the easel part was going to work. Well, now you see it. Easel peasel, as we like to say.
So, easy peasy. Now, I've just realised I added a little bit of ink around mine, and I actually chose one of the inks, and I think I went with the peach terracotta. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of an inky edge. Now, I'm using the same one with the Friar Brown, so it's got a little bit of the both on here. However, it just breaks away from that harsh white. So I know I've got a bit of glue on the back, but it doesn't matter, because all we're going to do, I'm going to try and do this very quickly, is just give it that little, takes away that harsh whiteness.
Yeah. And
then drop that onto a piece of craft card. Again, I'm not doing anything with any measurements at this point. All I'm just doing is tickling around the edges.
Little tickle.
Little tickle, tickle. Then we're going to pop this one onto the craft card as well. So I'm happy with the tickling. Pop that down. And then, again, bit of tape just onto the back. And I'm going to try and not waste too much cardstock here, so I'm going to pop that on. Then I'm going to bring back in my trimmer.
Yep.
And we're going to trim. And again, nothing too precise, nothing with any measurements of any sort. I think it's a personal choice, a mat and a layer. And I think it's down to you as an individual to decide which is the right mat and layer for you.
I might take this forward when I'm matting and layering in future, because I spend so long trying to get the measurements done.
I think that's been my problem in the past. I've spent far too long on it.
Yeah.
Again, you can have little, like I've just noticed, I've trimmed a little bit too close, but it doesn't matter too much. And at this point, I could actually leave them with the straight edge, because I think that looks quite funky. However, I wonder if I can get away with, or if that's too much. Let's have a look. Nah, that's fine. And to be fair, that bottom one is just my flopper stopper. So again, I'm just going to push that right in. I do love this 3-in-1 corner punch, not going to lie. It's something that I've been using a heck of a lot. Foam pads are going to go on both. So I'm going to put my foam pads, one on the Happy Easter, and I'm going to put a couple on this one, because this is acting as that flopper stopper.
It's amazing how much that little corner punch has made those sentiments look even more profesh with that sort of rounded edge. It looks great, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'm going to just literally layer it where I want it to go and then just sit that down across there. So that's acting as that flopper slapper again.
Yeah.
Let's pop down my Easter, happy Easter in the centre as well. And then lastly, I'm going to bring in my little bunnies, and I think, do you know what I'm going to do?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to add a foam pad or two onto the back of those.
That's it.
So I'm just going to trim those down. Now, there is lots of smaller foam pads that you can get this. You don't have to do this, but I'm not going to start looking for them right now, Ben, because otherwise we'll be here forever.
Yeah.
You can add things like gems as well to these. But when you can do this in, and I mean, technically it's been less than an hour.
Oh, yeah.
You can do these and you
Half
could
an hour.
multi-batch. Yeah, you could also create a double easel by sticking, if you do the same process and then just stick them, and you could do a triple easel. So
Yeah.
you could make the most of these and then you could spread them all out. I love, and that's what I was going to do. If I had added, see, if I thought it was 2 hours, and that's what I was going to do. I was going to create a triple easel card with them. However, that's not what we got. So we're working with the time that we've got. And I think it's nice sometimes to do a bit of a shortened one as well. So again, I'm going to come down and just add that onto there. Add the opposite side, and he's going to sit just onto there, just underneath the Easter sign. And then I'm going to pop one just into this bottom corner. Just make sure I've got his top off.
Timed to perfection as well, this.
I know, get me, total profesh.
I know, you should do this again sometime.
So you've got your Easter cards with your little flopper stopper there in that egg shape with your own inky background, and can look really quite effective. If you wanted to do that base, so the white base, if you wanted it to all tie in, and I thought about it afterwards, but it's always the case when you do it, you could cut those bases out into craft card so that everything would, you know, like all the smoothness of it,
Oh,
so the
yeah.
back of the card. However, think about where you're going to write as well, because obviously you need to still write on this, but that doesn't mean to say you couldn't add a little white piece into there as well, and just do it. But if you wanted it to all match, you could pop a little bit of a 3 foundation card base with your easel into craft card.
That, wasn't it? Absolutely. Tim C says, hi, this is really helping me with Easter cards that I'm going to be making for charity. Kirsty D and Ord's loving the use of that corner punch as well, that they say they use all the time. And Laurie Barnett says, love this card. Love the background as well, says Mary Beth Doyle, who says it really sets off the card. And thank you to B as well. He says, I'm late to the party. I'll take myself out with a naughty step when it stops raining, and you're going so soon. B, we always appreciate your company, as we do everybody else as well. Thank you so much for a fab day. Here's the picture we were looking for. Thank you, Hilary. It's Holly Collie. Look at Frank with his specs.
Oh, that is super cute. That is super cute.
Yeah, they're best of chums, those two. I will not tire of seeing pictures of them. And also, thank you, Mary, for sending in your picture of... Is this the one that we saw earlier? It's a new... Oh, it's the new puppy, Mary. Thank you so much for sending that in. We're out of time. What a great show. Debbie, thank you so much. So I will see you again next week, right?
No, I'm at Hobby Maker all next week. It's the week after,
I'm off
yes.
on holiday next
You'll see
week.
me the week after next, yeah.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you so
very
much to Debbie. Debbie's obviously in the Chesterfield store this Saturday as well, if you want to pop down and say hello. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Sheena is in town. I know she's back and fighting fit. We've got a masterclass on all things and backgrounds and also beautiful beginnings tomorrow as well, live at 1 and 5. So it's going to be great. Whenever Sheena's in town, it will be a fantastic day. Have a brilliant rest of your Tuesday. If you're having pancakes, have fun. Make sure you stick with us 24/7. Loads more shows to be able to watch there. And if you stick on 24/7, you can go back and watch the launch from earlier on. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.